What if there was a system for understanding how your mind shapes your life? Most of us operate in a default state. We wake up and immediately react to our environment, scrolling through feeds, responding to urgent messages, and handling whatever crises the day throws at us. The Stoics recognized this danger thousands of years ago. They observed that when we allow our attention to lapse, we lose our grip on reason. Instead of making conscious choices, we allow ourselves to be driven entirely by our immediate surroundings and base instincts. When you allow your attention to be hijacked by whatever is loudest, you lose the ability to choose your own responses. This loss of agency creates a state of constant vulnerability to your environment. You are no longer the driver. You are a passenger in a life dictated by chance and the anxiety of what might happen next. It is like sitting in the cockpit of a powerful, complex machine, without understanding the physical laws that govern it. Without that knowledge, the operator inevitably becomes a victim of their own tools. In 1912, an American businessman named Charles F. Haanel published a premise to solve this, the master key system. He argued that the mind operates on exact, observable laws of cause and effect, much like physics or industrial mechanics. Haanel proposed a core law: mental focus is an active condition. He stated that specific cognitive inputs, the exact things you choose to dwell on, inevitably create corresponding physical realities. To operate this machinery, Haanel outlined 3 pillars. The first is concentration. He defined this precisely as the ability to direct your mental energy toward a single objective without distraction. The consequence of failing to concentrate is absolute. If you allow your mind to wander, that mental energy dissipates. The end result is zero effect. The second pillar is the mental workshop. This is the correct use of imagination. Successful individuals do not use imagination to daydream. They use it as a matrix to construct clear ideals and map out actionable steps before those steps exist in the real world. The potency of this framework sparked decades of rumors. The most persistent is an unverified claim that Haanel's writing was the exact blueprint a young tech pioneer discovered at Harvard, inspiring him to drop out and build a global software empire. Mastering these mechanics proves a distinct point. The mind is not a passive receiver recording reality. It is an active engine building it. But holding a mental blueprint achieves nothing on its own. The third pillar is inspired action. You have to make purposeful, aligned decisions to bridge the gap between that mental imagination and tangible results. Haanel framed this process as a daily physical discipline. He prescribed exercises like staring at a simple object, such as a pencil or a piece of fruit, for several minutes a day. The goal is to force the mind to hold a single thought, forging willpower and building mental stamina. Haanel describes the result of this mastery as a practical liberation. By understanding these laws, he argues that an individual becomes free from the artificial lack and limitations imposed by an ungoverned, scattered mind. When someone successfully operates this system, their external perception shifts. They appear to the rest of the world as a person of immense force and character. They seem to effortlessly attract favorable conditions, which everyone else simply calls luck. True systemic power comes from realizing that the circumstances of your life are secured by your internal focus. Once you align your attention with your actions, the concept of failure disappears entirely. Today, applying the Master Key system looks highly practical. It takes the form of ruthless, deep focus in an endlessly distracted workplace. It looks like absolute clarity when making high-stakes decisions. The philosopher Epictetus captured the timeless nature of this truth. He noted, "You become what you give your attention to." Our ultimate identity is forged entirely by what we choose to focus on. Applying this requires a sharp psychological shift. You transition from unconscious reaction to active awareness. You cease complaining about external circumstances, and you take full responsibility for securing your own outcomes. The goal is absolute harmony. You align your conscious intention directly with the subconscious machinery of your mind. When you finally understand and apply the mechanics of this system, you begin to truly direct your own life.